right in today. We've got 9 games, so plenty to choose from. We're going to start in the Charlotte and Orlando game. We're going to start with this Wendell Carter Jr. Less than 8 rebound projection. This has already come down from 8.5 earlier this morning. There's a chance it'll go lower. To be honest, I think I'm still playing it at 7.5. It's just too high. One of the reasons it's too high is the pace around the NBA, but in this game especially, should just be so low in comparison to what we were seeing for a lot of the first half of the NBA year. And consequently, this game total is only at like 207.5 or something along those lines. So fewer rebound opportunities. Wendell Carter Jr.'s minutes, by the way, also tend to fluctuate, and they tend to fluctuate in perfectly inverse correlation, or at least close to it, with Mo Wagner. So unfortunately, we have no Mo Wagner PrizePicks projections yet today. I'm going to be on the lookout for those all day long. As soon as we find those, we'll be adding some probably more picks on Mo Wagner if we're going with the less on Wendell Carter Jr.'s rebounds. It's a really strong correlation there. Those will be in our Discord over on FTN Daily once we get them. In the meantime, we can pair this Carter Jr. pick with Miles Bridges less than 2.5 turnovers. You can see here, number one, we like both of these picks. They're still at like 66% each to hit. There's also some interesting correlation here. And when this was at 8.5 rebounds for Wendell Carter Jr. instead of the 8.0, this correlation bonus was all the way up at 1.8%. Basically, what this is saying is, what is the reason why Carter Jr. is favored to the less side in this game? Well, it's fewer shot volume overall because of low pace, maybe not many missed shots offensively from Charlotte, something along those lines. Both of those things also favor fewer turnovers for Miles Bridges. If Charlotte is able to be fairly efficient offensively, get into the stuff they want, get the shots they want, obviously they're not turning the ball over. And if they're making shots, again, no turnovers for Bridges and no rebound opportunities for Carter Jr. The other thing here is, if this game were to turn into a blowout, these are two starters who then get fewer minutes. So whenever we can kind of pair less picks with two guys who would play less in a blowout, that's going to be positively correlated every single time. So really like this start with Carter Jr. and Bridges. And again, I would absolutely love to add Mo Wagner more points or Mo Wagner more rebounds to this. It's going to be somewhat PrizePicks projection dependent. Obviously, if Wagner comes in with the PrizePicks projection well over our projections in those fields, we're not going to want to add those just for the correlation. But assuming the Mo Wagner projections from PrizePicks are in line with ours, or even a little bit lower than ours, then we are going to hammer those more picks on him because of the great correlation with this Wendell Carter Jr. less than 8 rebounds picks. The next place I'm going to go is to the Toronto game. One of the higher projected paces of the day. Part of this is the fact that since the All-Star break, Toronto third in pace. Pelicans also top 10. Pelicans also, by the way, not so great in transition. And we certainly think Toronto will want to continue to push the pace in this game. I should say Pelicans not so great at transition defensively. Obviously, they're very good offensively in transition. But so we really expect the pace to be high in this one. It has one of the highest totals of the day for that reason. And with no Jakob Poeltl and fewer options like no Scotty Barnes, it's going to be harder for them to go small. It's also going to be harder for them to go small because you have Jonas Valanciunas on the other side of things. So my favorite individual pick of the day is going to be Kelly Olynyk, more than 4.5 assists. You can see this huge 73.3% win probability attached to it. I think this is a really solid foundation today. Now, you can pair this with a more points pick for Emmanuel Quickley, for Gary Trent Jr., even RJ Barrett. But personally, I see the offense running through Kelly Olynyk. I don't really want to pick which Toronto guy is going to be the one who benefits from that. If you see over here, like, we don't really have any Toronto guys projected well above their PrizePicks projection in points. So I don't love going that route. I absolutely love the Kelly Olynyk individual pick here. Again, we should have Mo Wagner later in the day in this combination, so that actually gives us a really strong foundation of 4 picks to pair together. And then I'll look for other pairs around the NBA. Again, we have 9 games tonight, so it shouldn't be too hard to find and build some really strong 6-pick plays over on PrizePicks. We can also run something similar over on Underdog. And if you do so, make sure that you are using the deposit match bonus, 100% bonus up to $100 with code FTN. You can also scan the QR code on the screen for that bonus. A lot of the time you get some instances where, like, look, the Wendell Carter Jr. rebounds number has just fallen from 8.5 to 8 on PrizePicks. Well, if you're also on Underdog, maybe you can still hit that at 8.5. Now knowing, okay, half an hour from now, it's almost definitely going to be lower. So you can pretty much guarantee yourself some closing value in that way. Just a really strong way to play. It's very similar to line shopping in sports betting. On these pick'em sites, we can do something very similar, but you have to be on all of them, right? If you're trying to time it perfectly, you probably aren't going to be able to do that if you have to go sign up. So sign up first, use our promo code here, FTN, once again. And that way, once the opportunity presents itself and we drop in the chat, hey, this number has gone from 8.5 to 8 on Carter Jr. on PrizePicks, but it's still 8.5 in Underdog, you can go act quickly and swiftly and take advantage of all that. So that's going to be the plan for today. Again, check into the chat for when we get some Mo Wagner picks to hammer and turn this into a 4-pick base, and then we'll look for some other picks to surround it. I love those 6-pick plays on PrizePicks. It's just so much more fun going for that 25-1 hit. We will catch you next time.